We're like, dude, how can we ruin this family-friendly park? And we're like, dude, easy, just tattoo ourselves at the park. Hold up, before this video begins, if you have any tattoos or tattoo stories or just horrible tattoos or just anything like that, please comment below so I can do a future video of like embarrassing tattoo stories or weird tattoo artist encounters, anything like that. Comment below, because that'll be a fun video to make and watch. What is going on, my mates? Hope everyone's been very, very well. Hope you're having a good one so far. So right now, I'm at the bank, about to go pull out some dang bills for the next Mates Club drop. Gonna do some hoodies, super stoked on it. But I've been wanting to do this tattoo video for a minute. I only have a few tattoos, but they're all kind of like, they have an interesting story. And quick side note, as I sat down to film this, I realized that all 3 of these tattoos were given to me by myself or an artist in the year of 2017. Which was by far the darkest year of my life. I don't know, I just thought that was worth noting as we go into this. And since all 3 of these are on my thighs, I'm obviously not just gonna be like going down like this. I'm just gonna overlay some footage or clips as I'm talking about said tattoo or tattoos, just so it's not awkward and I'm going like this. And police officers are like, dude, why is this guy getting naked in his car? And I'm like, dude, it's for a video, you know? So I have this really, really weird thing with smiley faces. I really like smiley faces. I mean, like, I really like them.
Remember that show on the Animal Channel where the female giraffe liked the male giraffe, so she started
We understand.
So naturally, my first tattoo had to be a smiley face. Now this is a stick and poke tattoo, one that I did myself. If you don't know what a stick and poke tattoo is, basically what you do is you get a pencil or some type of object like that, something that's long. You put a needle on the end of it and you wrap thread around it almost all the way to the end of the needle. Then you dip it in the ink and you start poking your skin with it. And ideally you want to get ink that isn't poisonous to your skin. I believe this took place in August. I just remember the day that I did this, it was so hot outside, like intensely hot. But I remember that day hanging out with my friend Javen and I was like, hey dude, I think it is like completely necessary that I just give myself a tattoo today by just stabbing myself with a needle over and over. It probably not even have it be sanitary. She was like, dude, I actually agree. I think I need to do that today as well. So we went to Michael's craft store. We got some ink. She happened to know ink that wasn't poisonous to your skin. She was like, this one is not poisonous to your skin. I was like, all right, dude, I trust you and I'm still alive. So then we went over to this really nice park. We're like, dude, how can we ruin this family-friendly park? And we're like, dude, easy, just tattoo ourselves at the park on the benches so all the families can see and the kids can be like, hey, I want to copy these people. But despite that being such a dark time in my life, I still was able to maintain a fair amount of self-awareness. And while I was doing this at the park, I was like, dude, literally, what am I doing with my life? I'm sitting at a really nice family-oriented park, giving myself basically a prison tattoo. And even though I was self-aware, I just didn't care. So in my eyes, that actually just kind of makes it worse. So I was super self-aware of what I was doing, the self-destructive path or paths that I had been on for a very long time in 2017, but I just literally did not care. It's almost just like I had this inability to care, because when you're so depressed, it's like you almost just literally can't care for yourself. It's very strange. If you've ever dealt with any type of depression, you probably know what I'm talking about, and if you never have, you're probably like, Nate, dude, like, what are you talking about? Why are you such a loser? That was just kind of how I thought about things at the time. Even though I look back at those times in kind of a negative light, I think it's important to see where you were then versus where you are now, because now I'm not depressed. I feel like I'm living a very good life. I feel very happy, and I think all of 2017, summertime specifically, was a really good learning period for me. And I think instead of just saying, oh wow, I wasted my time, I was a loser, which I mean I was, but I think if you can pull from that and say, these are mistakes that I made, I'm not going to do this again, here's how I'm going to implement these changes in my life to make sure this doesn't happen again, and that I can keep progressing in life mentally, physically, etc., all that stuff. I think that's what's most important, because you have to make mistakes to grow as a person. I know I sound like a motivational speaker right now, but it's just the truth, dude. Tattoo number 2 is just as bad, if not worse, as the last one. It is not only a stick and poke, it is an unfinished stick and poke. And when I say unfinished, I mean like 2% of the way done. I just thought I could just sit down, bang this out in, I don't know, maybe like 45 minutes to an hour. But before we get into what the tattoo is, why I didn't finish it, let's kind of talk about the story leading up to the tattoo. So I have this friend named Austin. We're still friends. We don't really hang out anymore because, you know, like when you don't really live in the same city anymore, it just gets exponentially harder to hang out. Parents went out of town, so he was like, dude, gonna have some mates over. It wasn't a party or anything. I think it was me and then like maybe 5 other people. So I think like 6 people total. We all ended up spending the night. It was a very, very good time. Again, this was during the time where I was just really, really hating myself, wanting to die. And I know it sounds super duper dramatic, but that is genuinely how I felt. I no longer feel that way, like I was saying earlier, but at the time, that's how I felt. I would do anything. It didn't matter. I just wanted to make other people happy and make myself miserable. I don't know, dude. It was a really, really weird time. My friend Austin made us dinner. He's a freaking chef, dude. He chefs it up, I swear. So we ate dinner, having fun, lots of other stuff, different activities, lots of board games, you know, played a little bit of Scrabble. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know. But after dinner, at some point, we're like, dude, it's time to bust out some of that ink that we bought from Michael's, I don't know, like a month ago or something. With this tattoo, I decided that I wanted to be a little bit more ambitious. I was like, smiley face? Way too easy, dude. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a band name, because you know what, dude, bands are sick. I love bands, and I really, really do like this band called Slaughter Beach Dog. And I was like, dude, I can totally just finish this in not very long. So I started on the S, and I wanted it to be kind of bold a little bit, not just like one tiny line. And so I did the S, and I swear it took like an hour, dude. I swear, and it hurt so bad. So I only did the S and the L, and I was like, dude, I am actually an idiot. There's no way that I would be able to finish this even in like 8 hours. This is going to take so long. So I was like, whatever, I'll just have SL on my body forever. I don't even want to get it removed. You know what? Because I want the memories, because those memories serve not only as good memories, but as learning experiences. And I say good because it was good. Even though it was a dark time, I still had a really fun time hanging out with my friends and just being depressed together. You know, there's nothing better than that. The third and final tattoo that I have is on this thigh, the thigh where the smiley face tattoo is. It is just a little bit above the smiley face tattoo, and the tattoo says the word birdie. And you're like, dude, you must really like birds. And I'm like, dude, birds are really, really sick. But this band called Slaughter Beach Dog, you know, the one that I tried to give myself a tattoo of the band name on this leg, but only got like 2 letters in. They have an album called Birdie, and I just immediately fell in love with it at the time. I still actually really, really love this album, but I was like, dude, you know what? I really, really need to get the script from this album tattooed on my leg to show my love and appreciation to Jake Ewald, the guy that sings in the band. So my friend Josh and I went downtown, and there's this place called Lucky Club Tattoo. We just kind of went in there, and I was like, hey dude, like, would I be able to get a tattoo today? And he's like, yeah dude, for sure. Now, since this was my very, very first professional tattoo, I didn't really know what to expect going in. Obviously, I kind of knew like how getting a tattoo worked and, you know, like all that stuff. And I kind of knew the guy that was gonna give me a tattoo. Like, I'd worked with him before. I'd turned some of his artwork into a patch. So like, we were friends, like low key, more so acquaintances, but you know, like we were cool with each other. So it wasn't a big deal that I didn't have an appointment. We went to the back, and he's like, so what do you want? And I was like, dude, this. And then he kind of traced it on some paper, and then, you know, you put the transfer paper on your leg, peel it on off, and then he just got to work. And it was actually pretty darn painful, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Here's what makes it painful is the fact that it just keeps going and going. If someone just went like this just for a second, it's not that bad. It just kind of feels like an ant bite. But when you have an ant bite that's going for like, I don't know, at least an hour at a time, you know what I mean? It starts to hurt really, really bad. Maybe I'm just a baby, I probably am. But for me, that's why it hurt so bad, was because it kept going and going. When it was all said and done, I said thank you, paid for the tattoo, and then was on my way. And then for the next 2 weeks, I decided to take very, very subpar care of the tattoo. But despite all that, it's actually held up very, very well. There is kind of a spot where it's like, if I would have taken better care of it, that wouldn't have happened. But it has held up very, very well over the past almost, I guess, a year and a half at this point. Now, as far as the future goes for tattoos and getting more, I don't think I'm going to get any more tattoos except a Mates Club one. I am for sure going to get a Mates Club one at some point. I said that when I hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, I will get a Mates Club tattoo. Still holding to that promise, but I think that's the only other one that I would get, because I just don't really see myself as a tattoo person. I don't really feel like it fits my personality that well. If I just was all sleeved up, that just wouldn't be me, dude. I just know that's not me. So I don't think I'm really gonna get any more tattoos besides that Mates Club one at 10K. That's gonna be really fun. Make a whole video out of that, you know? My mates, those are my 3 tattoos. If you have any tattoos that you want to share, please post them down below. I love hearing what the mates are up to, what type of tattoos you want to get, which ones you maybe want to get removed. It all interests me very much. So make sure to comment that below if you have any type of stories like that. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to see me get that Mates Club tattoo at 10K, we should be hitting 5K this month, so it's super exciting. Hope everyone has an outstanding balance of their day. You can follow me on social media. That's your thing. Love you, my mates. See you tomorrow.